1 second. Peace, family. Peace, family. Hold on 1 second. Okay, okay. Let me send out this alert real quick. Let me send out this alert real quick and then we'll get started. Hold on. One second, family. Send out this alert. Peace, peace, peace to all the guys. Peace to all the guys in the building. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't been on here in about 3 weeks. I had to come chop up game with the family. Hold on 1 second. Let me share it because, of course, you know they got your brother Shadow Band. They got your brother Shadow Band, so it's not gonna send out the alerts by themselves. I gotta send them out manually. You dig? I gotta send them out manually. Hold on 1 second. Send them out manually, and we're gonna get this whole thing popping. We're gonna get this whole thing popping. Okay, I think we good. All right, peace, family. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We don't care if there's 4 people in here or not. Peace to all the gods in the building. Peace to K. What's that? K. Kristoff. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. Shout out to 999 OG Reezy. Shout out to the family in the building. But I want to go ahead and chop up a little game tonight with the family. I hope all the family's doing well. For the people who come in the future, you know, we want to just chop up game tonight about the current events that's going on right now. Also, want to talk a little bit about what we see with the whole new variant of that V word. Y'all know what that V word is, okay? That virus that's going on right now. So we want to chop up game. But the title of this show is Racism is a Thing of the Past. Racism is a thing of the past. The myth that racism is a thing of the past. Now, y'all always know this is one of the more popular arguments among white supremacists. They like to argue that racism is a thing of the past. Racism is something that is so long ago that we really can't do anything about it. And we see this play out each and every year. And what I mean by that is there was an article that recently came out. Well, a case that recently got thrown out, and the man finally got his innocence. Our brother Broadwater, Anthony Broadwater, who was accused of raping a famous author named Alex Siebel. Okay? Alex Siebel. Now, this is a white woman, of course, who roughly 40 years ago accused this brother of raping her. She identified this brother as being the person who raped her. Okay? And it was just discovered recently that he did not rape her. You dig? That he did not rape her. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. He did not rape her at all. Okay? That was just discovered recently. Okay? And the case was finally thrown out. The brother was finally found innocent. But this was only after the brother had lived with this for 40 years. He had served 16 years in prison, and the whole time he's fighting for his freedom. He's fighting to free his name. And this happens very, very often. Okay, see, the white supremacists will do stuff like this. They'll come back, they'll falsely accuse you of rape, and then 50 years later, they'll come back and say, hey, man, well, turns out you didn't do it. We made a mistake. Okay, that's the whole racism is a thing of the past con game that they like to play, family. Understand that. That's a whole racism is a thing of the past con game they like to play. Let's get into it. Salute to the guy Simone. Always, God. You know, we got to educate the family. Y'all educate me just as much. But they love to play the racism as a thing of the past. See, they never acknowledge racism in the present, family. Understand this. They never acknowledge racism in the present. There are FBI cases going on right now. Police have local task force that are targeting black people. okay, black people in our community, but they will never admit it right now. They'll admit it in the future. They'll admit it 100 years from now to try to put racism in the past. But understand, America is just as racist now as it was 100 years ago. Let's be clear. America is just as racist now as it was 100 years ago. But they always try to make it a thing of the past. And the white woman has come out, Alex Siebel. She's come out now talking about some, hey man, well, I trusted the system and the system got it wrong. No, nigga, you handpicked this black man out and you said he was the one who raped you. Okay, the reason why our brother Anthony Broadwater was locked up is because she said, okay, he raped her 40 years ago. Okay, she handpicked this brother out. I want y'all to understand this. She handpicked this brother out and said, hey man, this is the person who raped me. Okay, and if it wasn't for her, because she basically became famous off of this, family. Alex Siebel became famous because of her memoir Lucky. That's how she became famous, and everybody gravitated towards her story. Everybody kind of felt bad for her because, hey man, she got raped at a young age by this big black dude. And they've been using that big black man raping the white woman. They've been using that story or that plot line forever, white women especially. Okay, so she became famous off of this. And turns out she's been trying to milk it even more. She's been trying to say, hey man, let's turn this into a movie. And the dude who was producing the movie was like, oh, it's holes in this story. It's holes in this story. Not saying you didn't get raped, but the dude that you said raped you, the story is not adding up, so we can put it in movie context. Okay, so it was the producer of her movie who looked into it. Okay, and eventually led to this brother's innocence. Yeah, but this is the stuff that they do, family. Peace to all the family. Yeah, America was built on racism, but they always try to put racism in the past. Okay, now they've been knowing this brother was innocent since day one. Understand the evidence they had was all fugazi. You had this questionable eyewitness account of her. She just picked out a random black dude because understanding the system of white supremacy, when we're talking about a black man so-called supposedly raping a white woman, any Negro would do. Any Negro would do. That's always been the history of America. Remember, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. A black man supposedly inappropriately touched a white woman and they burned down the whole town because any black person will do. All right. Rosewood, Florida. It was a white woman who accused a black man of raping her and they burned down the whole town, just killed a whole bunch of random black people because any Negro would do. So when they get in situations like this, all she had to say was a black man raped her. And then at that point, any Negro would do. You dig? That's the game they play, family. That's the game they play. And they know they're wrong in the actual time period. They know they're wrong. But they'll wait 50 years and they'll come and throw the case out. Similar to what we're seeing now a couple weeks ago with our brother Malcolm's case. Okay, did y'all see brother Malcolm's case? Right. Emmett Till. I mean, this, understand, I always tell y'all this. The white woman has a long history of anti-black racism. That's why I don't let brothers pull that whole thing of, hey man, the white woman is this, the white woman is that. Nigga, please. She was on the plantation right alongside the white man. The white man ain't shit and the white woman ain't shit. Let's be clear. They're tit for tat. They're tit for tat. And I need sisters to understand that as well because y'all fall for the whole white feminist movement. The white feminist movement is really the white woman wanting a bigger part of white supremacy. She wants the same authority as the white man. That's all that's ever been about. It ain't never been about some, oh, camaraderie that white women have with black women. Nigga, please stop. Okay, the white woman was cracking that whip on the plantation along with the white man. And they always have done this. The white woman has burned down. She's responsible for several black towns being burned down. Okay, she's responsible for the civil rights movement. Somebody brought up Emmett Till. That's right. Emmett Till is another black boy who supposedly whistled at a white woman, Carolyn Bryant. But we turned out, due to her memoirs and due to everything else, we found out that was a lie. But at that point, any black person would do. Okay, just the thought of a black boy or a black man doing something to a white woman has burned down whole towns, has killed millions of people. Understand that, family. We could go down the list, family. But the thing is, they always want to put racism in the past. Like I was saying with our brother Malcolm X, if y'all saw, family, what was this? Probably last week. Last week, they finally acknowledged what black folks have been knowing forever, that the people who were accused of killing Malcolm X, who came out of that, supposedly came out of that Harlem mosque, did not kill brother Malcolm. They finally acknowledged the obvious. Now, if you talk to people like Professor Smalls, and I talked to Professor Smalls, they knew that within days after the incident, after the assassination of Malcolm X. They knew those two brothers did not kill Malcolm X, but the FBI wanted it to look that way. The local police wanted it to look that way. Okay? But now, 50 years later, they come back after everybody's pretty much dead and gone who was involved in the case. The real hitmen are dead and gone. Okay? Everybody in Malcolm's camp that was alive at that time is pretty much dead and gone. Now they want to come out and acknowledge, hey, man, these people, it doesn't look like they killed them. No shit, Sherlock. Okay, everybody knew that. The timeline didn't add up. None of the evidence pointed to these two brothers killing them. I forgot the brother's name. I think one of them was named Malcolm Butler, and I think it was Clarence 15X that they accused of killing brother Malcolm, and they did not kill him. All right, but again, they have to put racism in the past. They can't just come out days after and say, "Hey, man, this was a bogus, this was a racist trial." They have to wait 50 years. They have to always wait 50 years. Yeah, they lied on Brian Banks too, right? This is the name of the game, family. Understand this part of the game. Shout out to all the family coming into the building. This is a part of the game. And ironically, family, right after Malcolm X, that case got thrown out that those two brothers supposedly killed Malcolm. Ironically, his daughter passed away. Right, somebody just brought it up. His daughter, just ironically, as soon as that case gets thrown out and they say, hey, man, that was a bogus case, those two brothers didn't kill him, his daughter passes away. You dig? I hate to put on the tinfoil kufi. I hate to be the conspiracy theorist in the room, but that's interesting. I'll just say that. That's interesting. Similar to how if you watch the Netflix documentary, great documentary, y'all need to watch if you haven't watched it already. Who Killed Malcolm? If you watch that documentary on Netflix, Who Killed Malcolm? If you haven't watched it, go watch it tonight. I think it's like a 5 or 6 part series. If you watch Who Killed Malcolm, right when the brother who's investigating who kills Malcolm, right when he's about to confront the actual killer, the shotgun man, okay, who they believe to be the shotgun man, he mysteriously dies. I mean, within days of him about to confront this man, he mysteriously dies. That's very interesting to me. What was the brother's name? William Haggard or something like that. William Haggard. This is the brother they actually believe killed Malcolm, who they believe was working with the FBI. We know the FBI had his name because they released the documents showing that they had his name, but they never investigated him. And right when the brother was about to put it on Front Street, he mysteriously dies. Did y'all see that? Did y'all notice that in the film? Did y'all notice that in the film? He mysteriously dies, family. So this is very interesting. This is very interesting. See, they always have to put the racism and the white supremacy in the past. Oh, that's a thing of the past. That's a big thing with white supremacists. So they'll come out, they'll wrong you right now. They'll sit up here and they'll lock up an innocent black man. They'll kill an unarmed black man, woman, or child, man, woman, or child. But then 50 years later, after everybody's dead and gone, there's nobody really to kind of settle with or to make payments off to or to give justice to. Then they'll come out 50 years later and say, hey, man, that was wrong. That was clearly white supremacy and racism, but it's in the past now. And now we're a new country. That's bullshit. Okay. And they strategically do this, family, even up to the higher levels. Understand, there's tapes, the Dr. King tapes. The Dr. King tapes that were taken in the 60s, I don't believe they can be released until what, 2025 or 2030 or something like that. They strategically do this. All those COINTELPRO tapes that they had on Dr. King and a lot of those Black Power movements, the Black Panthers, etc. Those tapes cannot be released until a minimum of 50 years. And even after 50 years, there's no guarantee that they'll release them. Okay, family? There's no guarantee they'll release them. Look that up. So they strategically do this. And like I said, the reason why they do this is because they always are trying to put racism in the past. And this is why, as a solution, family, we must never wait for the white supremacists to acknowledge racism or their wrongdoings. We got a bad habit of that. We got a bad habit of that, family. We like to wait for the white supremacists. We like to wait for the FBI, the CIA, okay, the cocaine import agencies, I like to call them. We like to wait for the local police. We like to wait for these politicians to come out and acknowledge there's racism, there's white supremacy. We got to stop doing that. We got to call it for what it is. We got to call it for what it is. This is why history is your greatest teacher. So you allow history to explain to you what's going on right now. See, after 400 years of white supremacy racism, we're not foolish to say something is white supremacy racism, especially when we've seen it before. Especially when we've seen it before. And I'm going to go ahead and say on record, I believe when our brother Nipsey, I believe 50 years from now, family, when we look back at the Nipsey Hussle case, that case, by the way, that has still not went to trial. Our brother Nipsey was assassinated more than 2 years ago. He was assassinated on March 31st, 2019. I know that date because that happened to be my birthday. That happened to be my birthday. I will never forget that day. Okay? March 31st, 2019, and the brother still has not had a trial yet. And here we are, December the 3rd, 2021. It's been 2.5 years. Now, what celebrity trial gets dragged out 2.5 years? Somebody of significance. Let's be clear. If Shitty Cuz had killed a white celebrity, nigga, they would have started the trial 2 weeks later. He'll been under the jail in 4 weeks, and he'll be on death row within 6 weeks of that assassination. But because it's Nipsey Hussle, now it's 2.5. They haven't even went to trial yet, family. Now they moved the trial back to 2022. What is taking so damn long? An execution in broad daylight. Ain't like it's no mystery. Okay? Ain't like it's no mystery what happened. It's on camera in broad daylight with multiple witnesses. I'm on record saying I believe 50 years from now, the LAPD, the FBI, they'll release files talking about law enforcement was involved, talking about it was informants involved in that situation. See, I don't wait for them to come out 50 years from now, and then when we 70 and 80 years old to tell us the obvious. We got to start acknowledging that now. Yeah, man. Them people had something to do with it. Right. We know Shitty Cuz, the dude who killed Nipsey. We know, well, I have to say allegedly, technically, I have to say allegedly killed Nipsey. We know that the streets were saying he was an informant. An informant is somebody who works with law enforcement. Okay. We know that law enforcement was investigating and always harassing our brother Nipsey. Okay. They were always targeting his storefront for what they said was gang activity. So we know they were investigating him. I would not be surprised at all, and I'm on record saying I believe they had something to do with it. I believe they had something to do with it. And all of a sudden, somebody like Shitty Cuz shows up at the proceedings with a high-profile lawyer. Remember, he had Chris Gardner as his lawyer, who was involved with the O.J. Simpson trial. This is a high-profile lawyer. All of a sudden, Shitty Cuz comes out with a high-profile lawyer. Stop. Stop, family. Yeah, man. Yeah, come on now. Come on now. Yeah, an informant is somebody who works with law enforcement. And they had a great write-up on one of the LA newspapers talking about how much investigation they were doing on brother Nipsey. We know that Nipsey himself said that. Nipsey himself said there have been several instances where he pull up into the store and people just jump out of cars and arrest him, undercover cops. They were always watching Nipsey. Now, they're always watching Nipsey, but the killer is able to get away for 3-4 days, and all of a sudden he shows up in a mental health facility. Stop. See, I'm not going to wait 50 years for them to finally release the document saying that, hey, man, we could have did this, or our offices were kind of involved. Yeah, we were doing this, we were doing that. No, we're not going to wait. Okay? Understand how devious these white supremacists are. And they set up there, remember, after the Nipsey Hussle assassination, family, remember the LAPD set up there on TV talking about some, oh, man, it broke our heart when we found out it was Nipsey. Stop. You were investigating Nipsey. They despised Nipsey. Okay, and what he was doing in the community. They were always trying to take his property in his storefront. Okay? They were always trying to do it. And the community knows this. The community knows this. And that's why you didn't really see any gang retaliation after that. You didn't see no gang on gang retaliation. Now, the dude who allegedly did it, his family allegedly got hit up heavy. But they knew this was an informant. This was a rat. Because, see, their whole thing out of that situation, they wanted the brothers in LA to start beefing with each other. See, gang violence around the country, they always try to hype it up. But gang violence around the country, in fact, crime around the country in the black community is down. It's down. So they're always trying to incite little beefs, okay, to start the gang wars back up. But brothers didn't fall for it. Michael Jackson is a very interesting situation as well. See, yeah, we got to listen, man. We got to do our own investigations. We got to stop saying, see, when people want to do their own investigations, we like to say, hey, man, that's a conspiracy theory. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, we know on record that law enforcement, that these governmental agencies have committed crimes against black people. They have put informants in place. You dig? Malcolm X camp was full of informants. This is why history comes into play. This is why you're supposed to learn from the past. You're not supposed to keep making the same stupid mistakes. So niggas love to sit up here and say, hey, man, it wasn't no conspiracy theory. That was just street politics. No, nigga. Everything ain't no damn street politics. All right? Everything ain't no damn street politics. Some shit is orchestrated by higher ups. And not higher ups on the streets, higher ups in law enforcement, higher ups in governmental agencies. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Whenever you see a black man or woman rise to power, always something funny happens to them. Always something funny happens to them. And then they tell us as black folks, hey, man, y'all just charge that to the wind now. Ain't no conspiracy going on. Then you have law enforcement investigating to see if some foul play was involved. The people who committed the foul play gonna investigate themselves. And niggas be sitting up here now. They did an investigation now. They said it wasn't no foul play now. How dumb can you be? That's just like me murdering somebody and then I'm gonna be the judge of if I murdered them. What type of shit is that? So we got to understand that part of the game. Yeah, shout out to the family. Somebody said they like the shirt. Man, shout out to the family. What's the family name? Dope on Arrival NYC. Dope on Arrival NYC. Y'all go follow them on Instagram. Get your shirts. I only accept apologies in the form of reparations. Okay, it's a movement. It's a movement. You dig? It's a movement. And speaking of apologies, family, going back to that case. Going back to the case of Alex Siebel. Oh man, let me go ahead. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Family, y'all got to stop doing this when white folks do y'all wrong. When white folks are sabotaging you, you got to stop getting out here. Hold on, let me share my screen. Y'all got to stop getting out here. And I talked about this on my Instagram live. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up. Hopefully thing ain't acting janky today. Boy, y'all got to stop getting out here and doing this. Now, the brother Anthony Broadwater, he got out here and he's got his case dismissed. And he's talking about, I accept her apology. She was a victim. Stop, brother. Oh, y'all make me sick with this. Y'all make me sick with this when we're calling out systematic white supremacy. Brother, this is the woman. She was not a victim in this individual situation. She accused you. She identified you as her rapist. And you weren't her rapist. Okay? And I understand, family. Let me exit out. I understand, brothers, that sometimes you done spent so long in prison and you kind of really just trying to put it behind you. You're trying to put the game behind you. I don't want to think about that no more. I just want to move forward. But understand this: when you get out here and you start calling these suspected white supremacists, you start calling them the victim and talking about you forgive, it gives them the right of way to do it again. Because understand, there's probably a brother right now sitting on trial being accused of raping a white woman and he didn't do it. And when you don't highlight the situation, when you say, oh, well, shit, I forgive. She was the victim. Wasn't nothing wrong in this situation. It's just a bad coincidence. Okay, it gives it a green light to happen again. It gives it a green light to happen again. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear. It gives it a green light to happen again. And family, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Broadwater, this is just my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't even raped. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a whole stunt for her to sell books. Okay? I don't put it past white women. White women have done it in the past. See, I don't wait for 50 years from now when she's on her deathbed talking about some, hey, nobody really raped me, but I was in a bad situation. I wouldn't be surprised if a black man didn't even rape her. I wouldn't be surprised if she just made that shit up. Okay? Yeah, man, stop with all that damn apologizing. Just like, and I talked about this the other week. Just like Ahmaud Arbery's, let me see if I can find it. Ahmaud Arbery's father, I believe it was. Listen to this. Hold on. Okay, let me play this. Goodness gracious. Let me play. This is Ahmaud Arbery's father. Negroes, y'all got to stop doing this. Y'all make it dangerous for all black people. Listen to this.
For real, all life matters. Yes. Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this. Amen. I don't want to see no daddy watch a kid get left and shot down like that.
Oh,
so it's all our problem. It's all our problem. So hey, let's keep fighting. Let's keep doing it and making this place a better place for all human beings. Amen. All human beings. Amen. Everybody. Amen. Love everybody. All human beings need to be treated equally. For real, all life matters.
All right, all right.
Not just black children.
So here we go again. Negroes get out here and we finally get justice. And see, the reason why this bothers me is because, see, a lot of us as black people, we're afraid of power. We're afraid of actually punishing race soldiers, okay, and white supremacists. We're actually afraid of that. See, when we get a victory, then we start our killings that they actually got what was coming to them. We start getting out here talking about some all lives matter. What are you talking about? This don't need to happen to nobody. It don't happen to everybody, god damn it. This don't happen to white kids. You don't see a white boy jogging and a group of black men come basically lynch his ass, basically shoot and kill him for jogging. You don't see that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's no need for you to say that in that situation, other than trying to be an apologist for white folks. A lot of us are afraid of power. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, and I've been telling y'all, somebody brought up Ben Crump. I've been telling y'all about these lawyers. It's a cycle, family. Whenever y'all see the victims of these families, they get out here and they start hugging the judge. Remember that Botham Jean trial? I believe his little brother was up there hugging Amber Geiger, hugging his brother's murderer. They were over there crying and ha and kiki. Ooh, Lord, ain't don't nobody win in this situation. Oh, stop it. And the reason why we got to call out this type of behavior, because some people say, hey, Brother Chase, hey man, these people are going through a lot of stuff. Don't bash them. I have to. I have to, because you make it dangerous for all black people. When you get out here and you sit up here and try to justify talking about all lives matter, this ain't had nothing to do with race. When you get out here, you're hugging the killers of black people. You make it dangerous for all black people. You give them the go ahead to do it again and again. You dig? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if when the sentencing comes down for those suspected white supremacists who killed our brother Ahmaud Arbery, I wouldn't be surprised they get a slap on the wrist. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 15 years or something for this lynching. I wouldn't be surprised because, see, you created the atmosphere for that. Yeah, man. You've created the atmosphere for that. We got to be clear on this, family. Hit that like button. If you appreciate the game we chopping up tonight, hit that like button, family. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notifications, okay? But I wouldn't be surprised. Black folks, stop getting out here and apologizing, okay? Stop getting out, because, see, at the end of the day, the apology is not going to stop you from anything. Okay, the apology, you getting out here buck dancing and tap dancing, ain't going to stop white supremacists from doing something to you. Let's be clear. That one of those coons in Texas had to find out that the hard way. Remember that coon in Texas? He sat up here talking about I get more racism from black folks than I do white folks, and I don't want to hear nothing about no Black Lives Matter because all black folk be doing it, killing each other. And that nigga got killed by a white supremacist. That nigga was trying to break up a fight. What was that? What was that coon's name? He was trying to break up a fight, and the white folks came and shot him. And he was just trying to break it up. Okay? See, y'all be doing all this tap dancing and all these all lives matter talk. And then the white supremacists still attack you. Okay? They still attack you. See, it ain't no end game. Okay? Coons don't have no insurance policies. They charge you to the game because they understand this. If you would do this to your people, you damn sure can't be trusted around somebody else. Okay? There is no, our brother Tariq Nasheed said, there is no retirement plan for coons. And we got to understand that. Coons think they're going to have a retirement plan. They think they can get out here, shit, I'm going to get out here and apologize and all lives matter. No, nigga. No, you're going to get a couple butter biscuits, and then they're going to do what they do to all their tools. They're going to break them to make sure nobody else can use them. They're going to break you. Once you're done for, once you can't be used anymore, they're not going to let you ride off to the sunset. They're going to break you. Okay? Stacey Dash is learning that the hard way. Omarosa, Candace Owens will eventually learn it the hard way. Boy, it ain't no retirement plan for coons. They're not going to look out for you. You're a tool right now. And once they're done using this tool, once the tool has gotten the job done, they'll break that tool to make sure nobody else can use you for anything else. Okay, let's be clear. They're going to break it to make sure nobody can use you for anything else. Yeah, never trust them. Yeah, you said they want to pacify the next victim. Yeah, and see, that's another problem with the Ben Crumps, the Lee Merritts of the world. I believe they tell these brothers and sisters to get out here and do this after their case in order to get some settlement bag, because that's probably what Ahmaud Arbery's dad is about to get, the settlement bag. Yeah, they're going to come out here and get the settlement, so they tell them, hey, man, go out here and say all lives matter now. Okay, notice as well, after these cases, notice you never hear anything else from the victim's family because they get settlements. You never hear anything else. You rarely hear anything else from the victim's family. The only sister you might hear something from is our brother Tamir Rice, his mother. His mother. Now, she still comes out and speaks truth to power. I don't know if she just got a settlement and she didn't put that in the clause or something like that, but she salute to that sister. But most times, once these families get these settlements, you don't never hear nothing else from them again. Or they'll put them on some organization, but they'll never talk about the case again or anything like that. So we got to understand that part of the game, family. We got to understand that part of the game and what they do and how the system of white supremacy operates. They love to put racism in the past. They love to put racism in the past. That was the topic of today's show. Now, moving forward, let me talk about real quick. Have y'all been seeing, and I'm a big investor. I love to invest. I hope all the family you've been investing, the stock market has been down lately. I hope you've been taking advantage of this opportunity. There's a lot of stocks that are down. And the reason why a lot of these stocks are down is because they got a new wave of that Rona. Okay? They got a new wave of that Rona that they say came out of South Africa. All right. The stock market's been down, creating an incredible opportunity, buying opportunity for stocks. But nonetheless, it's been down because they've been saying there's a new wave of that Rona coming out of South Africa. Have y'all been seeing that? Have y'all been seeing that, family? There's a new wave of that Rona coming out of South Africa. And the first case was announced in California, I believe so, a couple days ago. Okay. They said the first case came out of California. The first case in the United States was in California, that new Rona. And so again, the stock market's dropping. They're running the propaganda again because kind of the propaganda is kind of, slowed down. You dig? A lot of people are seeing it for what it is now. So they gotta create a new scare. Okay. So a new scare of that Rona. And notice that they always put an emphasis on where it came from when it's coming from a black nation. Okay. When a virus is coming from Africa, they always make sure it to be known. Okay. They always going to make sure that's known. They're always going to do the most when something is coming out of Africa, it's coming out the black nation. They love to make it seem like, oh, the black folks are contaminated over there. But just recently, an article was released, I believe yesterday, saying that actually this new wave of the Rona came out of Europe. It came out of Europe, okay? And they supposedly did not catch it in Europe. They only caught it in South Africa. And that's BS, BS, BS. They knew what it was in Europe, but they didn't want to announce it coming out of Europe because that would make white folks look bad. Okay? Because understand, the L from the Ronavirus has really been taken by Asians and white folks. That Eurasian, okay? It's been taken by the ice people. Because remember, I didn't fucked around and said COVID, excuse me. The Rona really started in Wuhan, China. And now this new Rona is starting in Europe. So this is the ice people. But they don't want to put highlight on that. So they got to start it in Africa. And remember, when the Rona first dropped early last year, remember, they were getting on people. They were calling it hate speech to say or call it the Wuhan virus. Now, understand, you have several Ebola. Yeah, Ebola. Remember, that is a correlation to a place in Africa. They make sure the Zika virus, that's based off the Zika rainforest over in Africa. They love to put stuff on us. The West Nile virus, they made sure they threw the Nile River in the name because that's in Africa. They love to put diseases when it's coming from a black nation. They love to make sure you know where it came from. Okay, they'll put a particular location in the name. But when it comes out of Europe or Asia, then they give it the scientific name. Then it's we can't just call it the Wuhan virus, because if we call it the Wuhan virus, that's discriminatory against people of Asian descent. No, motherfucker, do the same thing you do which over in Africa. Okay, when stuff comes out of black nations, they make sure they put something black in the names, and so you will know it's black. Anything. Hell, when bees are over here killing people, when somebody dies of a bee sting, what do they call it? They call it the Africanized bees. Those Africanized killer bees. That's real. Remember, it was some bees out there in California earlier this year or late last year that killed a firefighter, and they were this Africanized bees. Oh, they love to put the emphasis when it's coming from a black nation or it's coming from Africa. They love to put the emphasis on it then. Salute to the God, Tim Howard. Salute to the family in the building. Hit that like button, family. Hit that like button. They love to put an emphasis on it then. But this one actually, this new wave of the Rona actually started in Europe, just like the first wave actually started in Wuhan, China. Okay? But they're leaving that out. But again, when it's caught in South Africa, then it's the South African variant. Oh, South Africa. And your boy Jim Crow Joe, he is out here being the hypocrite that he is. Remember, Joe Biden is the same person. When Trump was banning all these black nations and African nations, Joe Biden was the one saying, hey, man, you can't do that. You banning the nation is not going to stop the coronavirus from getting over here. Remember that? But now Jim Crow Joe is out here doing the same thing. He's already banned, I believe, 8 countries in Southern Africa. He's pretty much banned all of South Africa, okay? All of the Southern African countries, Joe Biden has pretty much put a travel ban on. So he's doing the same thing that he said Trump shouldn't have done, okay? Again, that's to let you know, family, Jim Crow Joe, okay, and Donald Trump are 2 veins on the same snake. 2 veins on the same snake. There is no difference between the two. Let's be clear. There is no difference between the two. They're 2 veins on the same snake. I want y'all to really understand that, family. I want y'all to really understand that. So he's out here doing that. He's putting ban on the countries. Your girl, Kamami Harris ain't saying nothing as usual. Okay, she's just been sitting pretty in the office. So understand, they've been running a lot of that propaganda game. A lot of that propaganda game. So y'all make sure y'all stay alert on that. And you know, with this comes a new round of jabs. I told you, Negroes, y'all went out here and y'all were calling people dumb and stupid for not taking the jab. Understand, family, there's going to be a new jab every year. I believe they already got 2 jabs now. You got the first jab you got to take, then you got a second jab, then you got the booster jab. Okay, there's going to be a new jab for this new Rona. All right, even though they are reporting that the people who have gotten it have mild symptoms. But Moderna is already coming out and saying, hey, man, listen, we're going to need a new jab for this. The CEO of Moderna is already coming out and saying, hey, we're going to definitely need a new jab for this. The game never stops, family. The game never stops. God damn it, in 10 years, y'all going to be on jab 15. They're going to be talking about you need the 15th jab. This is the super, super, super duper Avenger booster jab that you're going to need. All right? It never stops. It never stops, family. So let's be clear. So for all you Negroes who are out here shaming people, good luck. You're going to have to continue to take them. So all of y'all out here, oh yeah, they should be fired from their job because they're not taking it. Well, good luck. So if you don't have that 15 jab lately, you're going to get fired from that job. You have to have the new updated jab of that Rona. All right? The new updated jab. Let's be clear, family. Let's be clear. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But changing gears a little bit, rest in power to our sister, Clarence Avant's wife. I believe her name was, Jacqueline or I don't want to mispronounce her name, but Miss Avant. Okay, as y'all saw that out there in California, we had a dusty Negro. And I tell you, dusty Negroes, we got to get them out the community, family. We got to get them out the community, man. It used to be a time where even if you were in the streets, even if you were doing certain things, you made sure you didn't do it to the elders and children. But dusty niggas nowadays, they take it to a new extreme. Okay. And I hate to put on the tinfoil kufi, but I'm gonna have to on that case too. Yeah, y'all saw Clarence Avant, his wife was murdered in what they said was a home invasion, which was interesting because nothing was stolen from the home. Nothing was stolen from the home. It seems like the dude just broke in, shot his wife, and left. Okay, nothing was actually stolen from the home. Okay, it was one, according to them, it was one dusty Negro who got up there and shot this sister who was a beautiful sister philanthropist, well respected in the community out there in LA. Okay, and we know Clarence Avant, he's always been well respected, considered the godfather, okay, of black cinema, the godfather of Hollywood and music in general. You dig? His wife was shot and killed by a dusty Negro. And what was interesting about the case, they caught the dude because he later after that shot himself in the foot. Okay, where are they getting these Negroes from? Okay, so this he breaks into a house of what they say is for a robbery, but he doesn't take anything. He shoots and kills this sister. Then later, he accidentally shoots himself in the foot and the cops catch him. Damn. It'll be hard for me to believe this movie script. If this was a movie, this would be hard for me to believe, family. Okay? This would be hard for me to believe, you know? This will be hard for me to believe. And I want y'all to notice a lot of the news reports revolving around this situation. Notice they've been trying to tie some of the propaganda smash and grabs y'all been seeing around the country. I believe down here in Atlanta, New York, California, there's been a lot of smash and grabs, especially around Black Friday. There have been a lot of smash and grabs, and understand the media runs propaganda like this all the time. There's an epidemic of smash and grabs. In one of the news articles, when they were talking about Clarence Avant, and they were talking about his wife being killed, they just crocked into the smash and grabs around it. Now they had no ties to the smash and grab, but they just threw that into the news article. And that was very interesting. That was very interesting out there in LA. On CBS News, I believe it was, out there in LA, the mainstream news outlets, they start talking about smash and grabs. What the hell has that got to do with anything? That has nothing to do with this case. But this is another way where they try to get you to refund the police. Okay, understand a lot of police, they've been feeling the heat lately. And so a lot of people been talking about defund them. And some cities has actually defund the police. And now they're running these propaganda stories. Oh, the Negroes are breaking into Louis stores and stealing all this Louis. It's just an epidemic out here. It's just an epidemic. Oh, they broke into the Godfather's house. Okay, and shot and killed his wife. All right, so they're just trying to tie all types of random acts of crime into one family. So that's very interesting out there. I'm interested to see how that case evolves. Very interested to see how that case evolves, family. And speaking of, like I said, rest in peace to that sister. Rest in peace to Virgil as well. Virgil, our brother, was one of the head designers at Louis Vuitton. Very talented brother. He has what they call the off-white shoe. Very talented brother. He passed away of cancer. And a lot of our people, man, have been passing away of cancer. Remember, Chadwick Boseman passed away of cancer. How old was Chadwick? Chadwick was like 40. I believe he was the same age as Virgil. So a lot of our talented brothers and sisters are passing away of disease and things of that nature just at a very young age, man. Very young age. That was very sad to hear. Very sad to hear. Rest in power to that brother, man. Make sure, family, you're doing your checkups. I got to get better on checkups because I don't really mess with the doctor like that. I make sure that, I take my little sea moss and I stay well worked out and I'm getting my alkaline water in, but I don't really go to the doctor like that. That made me want to go to the doctor, though. You dig? A lot of our brothers and sisters are passing away of cancer and things of that nature. And we all know it's stuff they put in the food and things of that nature. Stuff they put in the food and a lot of these chemicals and things like that. But rest in power to that brother. Rest in power to that brother. Very, very sad to hear, man. And, a lot of brothers, it's kind of coming unexpected because a lot of people, I remember with Brother Chadwick, they're not really saying anything when they're dealing with the cancer. They're not really saying anything. You just look up and they're gone. So that was, like I said, that was very sad to hear, man. Very sad to hear. Yes, indeed. Hold on 1 second, family. 1 second. And let me double back real quick. Do y'all remember, the other week we were talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse case. And y'all know Kyle Rittenhouse, family. He beat that murder case basically because he was white. Okay, we all know that he beat that murder case because he was white. And he's kind of been doing his tour. White supremacists have been carrying him around the country. And I told y'all this. Y'all better be careful. His mother came out and said Cal wants to go to college. And I told brothers and sisters out there, listen, y'all better be aware if Cal is coming to a college near you. You better be very aware because remember, Cal was out there basically trying to target black people. According to the black people who were out there in Kenosha, he was out there trying to target black people. There were several videos of Cal out there, and black folks were saying, hey, man, he was out there trying to act like he was a medical professional. This nigga was just living out all his white supremacy fantasies. He was out there trying to act like he was a medical professional, and he was going up to black people talking about, do y'all need help? And the black folks were like, hey, you were the dude out here pointing the gun at us earlier today. Remember, so I said black folks, his mother's out here talking about he's going to college. If you're a black student at one of these colleges, you need to make sure he doesn't go to your college. You need to make sure of that. And sure enough, Cal has been trying to sneak into, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Cal has been trying to sneak into Arizona State out there in Arizona. Let me share my screen. Cal has been trying to sneak out there, and it says Cal Rittenhouse temporarily withdraws from Arizona State University following student outrage. That's right. Get this suspected white supremacist from around you. And see, what they're not saying is a lot of white people didn't like the Cal Rittenhouse case. And this is a good thing, family. See, usually white people are on code. And we know the hardcore white supremacists, they're on code. But a lot of white people didn't like that because remember, Cal Rittenhouse killed 2 white people. You're never supposed to get that off code. You're never supposed to get that off code. And he divided a lot of white people around the country. Because some white people now understand if this was 2 Negroes he killed, all white people would have been on code. Been no problem. But this was 2 white folks he killed. So that divided a lot of white people because you're not supposed to kill other white people. Remember, white people are already at negative birth rate. If you look at the statistics around the country, people, white people are already at negative birth rate. You're not supposed to kill other white people. And so the white folks at Arizona State, along with the black students, said, hey, man, we don't need this suspected white supremacist coming to our school. And they're right about that. They're right about that, family. You dig? And so they were holding rallies, as you see on campus. They were calling him, get this killer Cal off campus. You did. They were making sure they were calling him basically. Let me see if I can find it. This was some of their demands. And they said, 1, our demand is to withdraw Cal Rittenhouse from ASU. 2, release a statement against white supremacy and racist murderer Cal Rittenhouse. So everybody pretty much knows what it is, family. Even white folks, they know he's a white supremacist. Okay? Yeah. They know he's a white supremacist. They're like, listen, man, we're not going to let this white supremacist on our campus. Yeah, them ASU students were not having it. So Killer Cal was trying to sneak into school now after he's done all this white supremacist shit. After all the judges, they just looked out for Cal heavily. Okay, they threw every shred of evidence that was directly related to the case out that was against him. So they said, no, we're not going to have that, family. We're not going to have Cal Rittenhouse. So they directly called him basically a white supremacist, which he is. He's I'll say suspected white supremacist for legal purposes. He's a suspected white supremacist based off some of the hand signals we've seen him throw up, based off his actions and many eyewitness accounts that were down there on the ground in Kenosha. But, they said, listen, we can't have this suspected white supremacist on our campus. Shout out to the students at Arizona State. Okay, shout out to the students at Arizona State. They said, nah, we're not going to have that. We're not going to have that, family. We can't have this suspected white supremacist running around our campus. Okay, shout out to them. Because understand, little Kyle will be in there, and the moment somebody looks at him wrong, they'll be trying to holler self-defense for him shooting and killing somebody. Let's be clear. Little Cal is going to run around there targeting the little black students at Arizona State, trying to get a triggered reaction out of them. Let's be clear. We already know he wants, see, a killer Cal is trying to have a situation where he can put himself in another self-defense again. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, like I say, you said Arizona's very racist. Absolutely. All states are very racist, but remember, like I said again, Cal has gotten a lot of white folks off code. See, white folks, understand this, family. Status quo says that black people get shot and killed. That's status quo in this country. When black people, unarmed black men, women, and children are killed, that's status quo. That's just part of the game. Nobody panics. However, when you have white people killing other white people, when you have white on white crime, that's a problem. White people don't like that image that you put on them. Remember that. There was a lot of white people emotionally invested in the Kyle Rittenhouse case as well, because they want to set a precedent that, hey, us white people can't kill other white people. We're already on track to be the minority. So a lot of white people were divided. Now, just because they said, let's be clear, for my family out there in Arizona and black students at Arizona State, just because a lot of the white students said they don't want Killer Cal on their campus does not mean they're not racist. Let's be clear. This was mainly a code thing for them. He broke a code amongst white supremacists. He broke a code amongst white supremacists. Just like I tell y'all all the time when y'all be going out here to these Black Lives Matter rallies, just because somebody's at a Black Lives Matter rally does not mean they're not a racist. Okay? Just because a white person shows up and they're holding hands with you don't mean they're not a racist. Understand, a lot of stuff was riding on that Kyle Rittenhouse case for white people. Okay, he broke the code. You're not supposed to kill other white people. He killed 2 white people. Okay? He killed 2 white people. And they understand this. They're mad at Cal too, because they believe that brother out there, what was that? The brother who ran over those white people in Wisconsin, they believe that was related to the Kyle Rittenhouse case. So it's a lot of bodies adding up, a lot of white bodies adding up from that Kyle Rittenhouse case. Okay? Never forget that. Remember that brother out there? What's the brother's name? Man. And I want our brother to get the same treatment Kyle Rittenhouse got in Wisconsin, okay? Our brother ran over some white folks at that parade. I won't call them victims because remember, in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, they said that you can't really call them victims until you know what they did in their past and they do their investigation. So I won't call those white people victims. You dig? According to the precedent that's been set by Kyle Rittenhouse. But that brother ran over and killed, I believe, 5 white people. So a lot of white people are mad at Kyle Rittenhouse. Y'all got to be clear on that. You got the hardcore white supremacists celebrating, but a lot of the everyday, just regular white supremacists, they're not celebrating that. They're chalking that up as an L. Because not only did Cal kill 2 white people, but a black man came back and killed 5 more. A black man came back and killed 5 more. They took that as a big L. So a lot of them are mad at Cal right now. They're mad at Cal right now because the precedent has been set. They lost, understand, they lost 7 bodies and black people didn't lose any. See, the name of the game is to kill the Negroes, not the white folks. All right? That's the name of the game. So they're taking that up as a massive L. But like I say, I don't want my brothers and sisters at Arizona State out there in Arizona to think that, oh, it's no racism out there because they didn't want Killer Cal. That Killer Cal is deeper than Killer Cal. Okay? It's deeper than Killer Cal. Understand? He broke a lot of secret codes. He caused 7 white people to be killed in their eyes. Okay? Because I don't know what happened with our brother out there in the case. Maybe the brakes stopped working. We don't know. Okay? Every rock must be unturned. Okay? Must be turned over and we can see what's underneath the rock. Right. You said very interesting stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, family, at the end of the day. Absolutely, at the end of the day. It's a video. Hold on. I want to show y'all this video real quick because I'm about to get off of here. And this leads to a broader discussion. I might do this discussion on Instagram Live before I get out of here. let me go and show you this video. And this video is for ladies, black women. I thought this video was, it was cringy. It was like, but it's something that I've been seeing as a black man in the black community for the longest. Now this video is with our sister Tiana Taylor. Hold on, let me and I want, this question is for the ladies, and we'll leave this out here. I present this on Instagram. But let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. This is at one of Tiana Taylor's concerts, and Tiana Taylor is married, by the way. She appears to be, at least from everything, a heterosexual woman. And this is Jada. She appears to be a heterosexual woman. And this is very interesting. Ladies, black women, what are we doing? Okay. All right, family. All right. I don't want to get flagged or anything. I mean, this is on Instagram, YouTube, so you know. But ladies, what are we doing? Okay, black women. Where my ladies at? Do we have any ladies in here? Do we have any black women in the chat? Do we have any black women in the chat? I mean, what's going on here? And this is very interesting because I've always noticed a lot of ladies in the clubs or out and about, y'all love to throw that ass in a circle on each other. Huh? They love to throw that ass in a circle on each other. And these are, from what we know, heterosexual black women. What's the ideology behind it, ladies? Because I heard a lot of ladies say, hey man, well, we just be trying to have fun without men trying to choose up on us. Okay. The only way to have fun is to grind on each other. That's interesting. And I think that's a new generation thing. Because I notice a lot of older women, they like, I don't know where these young girls get that from. You led? Say allegedly they had an open relationship. I don't know. I see a lot of women do this. I see a lot of women do this to each other in clubs and things of that nature. And I've always asked ladies that question: what is the purpose behind smacking each other on the butt, grinding on each other in public? What is the purpose behind it? It gives me Jezebel vibes. It gives me bunk breaking vibes to a certain degree. You dig? And I want to ask the ladies this. You said it's just us having fun. I mean, okay. Is that was having fun? Okay, that's an interesting way. That looked very serious. That didn't look like no fun. That looked like serious actions. Let me show it one more time. Okay, this looked like, I mean, they look like they were in fantasy land right here. I mean, listen, if you're LGBTQ or whatever, if that's how you get down, that's how you get down. But I'm asking the question because I notice a lot of quote unquote heterosexual black women do this as well. This is a big thing in our community. When you go to any lounge, especially down here in Atlanta, you go to any club, you see a lot of black women smacking each other on the butt, squeezing each other's titties and grinding on each other. And I just always found it very interesting. And play it again. I mean, she's very serious with this. This doesn't look like this is laughable. I mean, she's going through the motions. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm just curious, ladies. What is the end goal of that? He says also attention-seeking behavior. Yeah, I don't see the point. I don't see the point of that. I don't see the point of that. I don't understand the ideology behind it, especially for heterosexual black women. Yeah, I don't see, yeah, maybe, listen, if they're LGBTQ, if they're bisexual, cool. No, I ain't got nothing, what I'm saying, nothing against that. If that's what you are, cool. But I've noticed because a lot of heterosexual black women tell me, because I asked them, I say, hey, you like women? Are you bisexual? Oh, hell no. Then why was you just throwing your ass in a circle on your homegirl? Oh, we were just having fun. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because if a man was to do this, if a group of men were to do this, it will without question be seen as gay behavior. Okay? It will be seen not only as questionable, it will be them niggas gay. And I can't blame you. You dig? I would say the same thing. So this is very interesting. I've always noticed this. Yeah, man, that was very heavy. They were in a trance. They were in a trance. That wasn't no laughing, ha ha, and kiki, and that was serious. But like I say, man, I noticed that a lot. That's a big thing in our community among many of our women. And I wanted to ask the question to the ladies. I want to ask the question to the ladies, and I'm probably gonna put it up on Instagram to ask. I want to see the comments on the video, the reactions. What is the purpose behind? What's the ideology behind it? Why do many heterosexual black women feel the need to do this type of behavior? You dig? Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. I'm asking a question because it makes a lot of people cringe. Like, it makes you look hypersexual. Like you just need to do a sexual act, even if a man is not there. You just need to do it. You dig? Jezebel vibes. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, family, listen, man. We chopped up some good game. We've been on here a solid hour tonight. Family, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, family. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications. I'm going to be going live every Friday at 8:30 Eastern time. Between 8 and 8:30 Eastern time, family. So y'all get ready. We're gonna be back next Friday, chopping up good game with the family. I apologize for the break I had to take. I had a lot of business to handle. It gets always very, very hectic around that Black Friday area or time period. So I've been having a lot, I've been running back and forth, man, trying to fulfill orders and do everything else. So man, listen. I appreciate the family for chopping up game with me tonight. Yes, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notifications. Because if you don't hit the bell, they're not going to send you the alert. Hell, they might not send you the alert anyway. That's why I put it out on the gram. They might not send you the alert anyway, family. But nonetheless, click that link in the description. Go get the Voice of the Ancestors book series. You always want to get the hard copy of the information, family. It's one thing to watch your brother on YouTube. It's another thing to have the actual receipts. Okay? When we're talking about systematic white supremacy, we're talking about the rules and regulations. You got to go get Voice of the Ancestors Volume 1, 2, and 3, family. And 3. Yeah, you said most of these girls that dance with each other hate on black men. It's just interesting. It's just interesting. But we're gonna put the poll up on Instagram. Y'all look for it. I'll probably put that up tomorrow. As I've always wanted to ask that question. I've asked the question before, but never on a broad scale and broad platform. Okay. So, but like I said, family, hit that link in the description. Go get the Voice of the Ancestors book series going next Friday, going live, 8:30 Eastern time. Y'all make sure y'all check in. And until next time, family, you know what it is. Peace and black power. I'm out.